I'm Ramsey, the loud one.
I'm Jesse, the short one.
Put us both into one, we are.
Lots of noise, always too fast, lots of laughs. Here's our podcast, the loud and short of it. Hi, and welcome to the loud and short of it.
I'm Ramsey, the loud one.
And I'm Jesse, the short one.
This is our year in review.
Our second one ever, baby.
And we've decided that since we're such big fucking podcasters now that, we were going to give y'all some life advice.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did is we cast our net out to our vast community.
Yes.
And we got a bunch of questions from y'all, and we're going to roll through them all, and we're going to give you some fucking advice.
Yeah, and I just want to touch real quick. Last year, we talked about our plans for the future, habits being formed for this year. Just want to say, if you didn't stick to your New Year's resolutions in 2020, no one did, and you shouldn't feel bad about yourself.
If you gained weight, that's okay. If you kept weight off, you're a very strong human being.
And maybe some of this life advice will help you for hopefully a better year coming up.
Yeah, maybe a return to normalcy, whatever that is. All right, you wanna get right into it?
Yeah, so we're not. This is like an Ask Susie column. We're not going to tell you who asked these questions. They're anonymous.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it. I think we'll kind of bounce back and forth a little bit on this.
So our first question is, how do I get a job?
A vague and broad question.
Now I'm taking the lead on this one because in the beginning of 2020, I was unemployed, and I was fucking balling out, having a great. I was super sad in my room applying for jobs for like 8 fucking hours a day. But like that's kind of I'm angling this more like right after you get out of college and like then you're like going to get a job. The best advice my dad ever gave me was look for part-time work while you're looking for full-time work. That's what I did. I fucking every day I would wake up at like fucking 1 p.m. I'd play Call of Duty for 3 hours, and then from like fucking 8 p.m. to like 3 a.m. I would just apply for jobs. I would fucking go through my resume, and I would like do all like the hot link shit or like all the hot words or whatever they use for like the resume scanning processes.
Yeah.
Go do all that boring shit. Apply to a bunch of places. I got a part-time gig that turned into a full-time gig. So just scour for work and treat it like a full-time job, because the second you give up, you're going to be super fucking depressed.
And I just want to tack onto that. I know resume building, it's a little easier when you have like a huge group like we got lucky enough to have in college. Just take your resume. You don't need to pay anybody to look at it or even use the internet if you don't need to. Send it to 3 friends. If you have 3 friends that have any kind of decent job, or even if they don't, just get as many 3+ people to look at it and then send you back notes.
Yeah, and also if get on LinkedIn, and not in like I work in social media and everyone needs to be on LinkedIn. Get on LinkedIn just as a resource, because if you reach out to a recruiter or you reach out to someone who works in your field and you simply ask them questions, they're going to want to fucking talk to you. If someone reached out to me asking about social media shit, and I was like, yeah, you do this, and this, and they sent me their resume, and I was like, this needs to be 1 page, and it worked.
Resume should also be 1 page.
Yeah.
It's just an easy rule to follow.
But just getting advice from people in that, and they'll want to help you out. I don't know anybody who has ever gotten a message from a college kid and been like, nah, fuck this kid. He's going to take my job.
Okay, we ready for the next question?
Yeah, I think so.
So before I get into this, I'll state our audience is a broad coalition of people from all different ranges of the spectrum. So the questions match that vibe. The next question is, when is the most effective time to pull out? And my answer would be right before you come. Nice and simple. Make sure it's before you come. That's the important part. And if you stick to that, your chances of the lady getting pregnant, 0.
That's not very Christian. It's after you come. Sex for procreation only.
Gross.
Just kind of chill saying that. Oh, man. All right, you want to get into the next question?
Yeah, I'll ask it to you.
Okay.
Because everybody that knows me knows my answers for this. When is the most effective time to pull out the Christmas decorations?
I've got 2 answers for this.
Okay.
In 2020, whenever your mental health decides. If someone put up Christmas decorations July 1st and then into the new year, they're like, this is what a house looks like. Fuck it, I'm with it. It's probably cooler. But
you're at home to enjoy it.
Yeah. My hard take is December 1st.
Really?
Take those 2. Take that fucking whatever off Thanksgiving and just take the rest of that time to relax. have a little pocket in between holidays. Don't dive off the fucking deep end when you're all stuffed full of turkey and be like, all right, let's get the tree out of the attic.
See, I disagree. The most effective is Black Friday. You've already got you might have family in town already. You can use them as labor, and you can get it done so much quicker. It also gives you an excuse to spend more time with your family.
Yeah.
You're not doing the dumbass shopping and useless shit.
Yeah. I always just like doing it with like I hated doing decorations with like extended family. I would only do it with my immediate family. It was the only time we ever weren't screaming at each other about shit.
See, I had the traditional fight with my father every year putting up the Christmas tree. It was just a blast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like legitimately miss it when I put it up now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I want to duke it out with somebody over these lights.
My dad, last year, my mom got a huge fucking tree. It was like too big for her living room. It was awful. And it was like me and my dad had to carry it in, and we were fucking screaming at each other because he kept saying I wasn't strong enough to carry it. And like a fucking idiot boy, I was completely buying into it. And I was like, I'm stronger than you, old man. This year, she got like a regular like 6'1", and I carried it in by myself.
Mine was this. We've always had fake trees because my mom's allergic.
Yeah.
And
really?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not know that.
But the lights were a fucking nightmare. When they bought this tree in like 2004 or whatever, we've had the same one for a long time. It was like top of the line.
Oh, really?
And now it looks like dog shit. But
Yeah.
one year, me and my dad had to fight for so long about how to plug the lights in and make the tree fucking work, which didn't work. It was just us yelling while lights didn't work. We just walked over with scissors and snipped all the fucking cords. And then every year the fight was easier. We'd set it off and be like, oh, we got to plug it in. Oh, wait. And we just strung it up with more lights.
My favorite thing about that story is when you said your mom was allergic to Christmas trees. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, I fucking should have known that.
She is obsessed with Christmas.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Yeah.
My mom had like a Williams-Sonoma tree, and the only thing me and my dad ever agreed on was that we hate that she spent that much money on a fake tree.
They can last forever.
Yeah. It's from Williams-Sonoma. Oh, man. Are you ready to dive into this next question?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
What motivates you to be in a long-term relationship?
Got tricked. It's got me fucking tricky.
Sick prank.
I think the long-term relationships that last the longest are the ones where both of them feel like they've been tricked into it.
Oh, yeah?
Because me and my long-term girlfriend at this time did not get into this relationship being like, yeah, this shit's going to last forever.
Yeah.
We got into this being like, hey, fun times, college. And it just never stopped.
I used to live with y'all, and multiple fucking times you guys would just be like, oh, yeah, and like when we were talking to each other, wait, that was like 3 years ago. And they were like, what the fuck, man? How did this happen? I'd be saying like, man, I don't know anything about this shit.
But I'd say what motivates me is it's just me a boring, bland ass answer. It's just like we're buds.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear like this, I bought a PS3 recently on Craigslist. I promise this has to do with the question.
Okay.
And the guy I met that was selling it for just crazy cheap was like, well, me and my girlfriend are switching apartments, and she told me I had to get rid of this. And I was like, man, I would have left your girlfriend in a fucking second. Like, I guess that's not that big of a deal because it is an old console, but like, to tell your significant other they can't have something is just fucking absurd to me.
It's this weird trend I've seen with people where they're just like, it's like a classic like boomer take of just like, hey, you know, the wife's being fucking annoying or whatever. I'm just like, that's not how this shit should work.
Leave her, bud.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, I don't know if it's a young person thing or like specific to my long-term relationship, but like the like my girlfriend will fucking leave me if I annoy her. Like, she's like not like she's not like no you could never do wrong. We're fucking. She's like, if you get fat, I'm fucking bailing. And like, keep you on your toes. I like it.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where it's just like I've never gotten anything like that. Like a relationship I've gotten to has just been like kind of toxic. One of those things where I've just been like, I can't see this lasting any longer than it should. I'm fucking out. Yeah, it's a little sad.
Yeah, you just gotta wait till somebody tricks you into it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for the great prank. We'll pull it on each other. It'll be a great day.
Yeah, the fear is when one tries to pull and it doesn't work.
Yeah,
been on both ends of that one. That one doesn't fun.
The thought of someone coming to me and just being like, "Hey, I'm gonna be your girlfriend for the next 4 years." I'm like, no, you're not.
Okay, I think the next one probably apply to both of us,
all right,
judging by the question.
Mm-hmm.
It is how do you handle having such huge dicks?
Oh, it's a mess, man. That like below, you guys can't see the shit, but like down here, bro, they're all tangled up together.
We keep it off camera for a reason. It's horrendous, especially because with Ramsey's got a big old schlonger but tiny balls.
That's true.
And for me, tiny little pecker but huge balls.
Yeah, that's true.
So whenever we go out together, we sit as close as we can and make it look like we got one huge bitch.
People think we spend an enormous amount of time together, but like that's the reason why our dicks got tangled up 6 months ago. We don't even like each other that much.
Also, we just look weird separated. That's true. One of us has huge balls and one of us has no balls.
You're like, sir, are you carrying around a shop vac tube? And sir, are you carrying around a fucking laundry basket? That's how we handle our giant genitalia.
Yeah, that's my favorite question. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah. We jigsaw it together into one.
Okay. You ready for your question?
Yeah.
Quarantine has been incredibly boring for me. Okay. What are some things that you do to fight that?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Like a serious answer?
I mean, you take it how you want it.
A, just be like horribly depressed all the time. But B, like talk to your friends. I have a horrible fucking habit of like, and I'm sure people who watch the show are going to call me on it, horrible habit of not fucking contacting people. I will literally think like my friend TJ, I was thinking about him earlier today and I was just like, man, I fucking miss that guy. And I was like, I haven't reached out to him in like a month. I'm a piece of shit. Make sure you're reaching out to your friends as often as possible. But aside from like the that'll keep your like mental health in check, but like actually keeping yourself busy, learn something new. I picked up a guitar like 6 days ago, and I've gotten so much better in 6 days. I'm having a blast. My fingers fucking hurt. But do something new, learn something. It'll like kind of break your days up, and it's just about finding something that you can be passionate about and be like, I want to do this for 5 minutes a day, and that 5 minutes turns into 10 minutes a day, then 20 minutes a day.
Yeah,
and so
that's
on.
the big thing. It has to be something you want. A lot of people will they'll search for hobbies to be like, what am I gonna get into? And it's like that doesn't. I've tried that. Trust me, I've been in that step as well. But like, you just got to find something you want to do and find a way to fucking do it.
Yeah, I got like a piano for like beat making, and like I still love making beats, but I was like, I'm gonna like actually learn to play piano. I'm gonna like do all the fucking chords or whatever, and I was like, I did that shit for like literally 6 weeks, and I fucking never wanted to do it. I had to force myself to do it every day, but it's just about finding something you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my question. It's another very simple one. It's onions versus garlic.
Oh.
I have a very easy answer for this.
What's up?
Garlic, God's gift to the earth. Just fucking amazing. Onions, stinky, icky, dum-dum.
Monster. I fucking love onions and I love garlic, but I have to be honest with you, 100% garlic.
Yeah.
Onions aren't like a seasoning. You can make garlic into fucking anything. You can eat garlic. You can like fucking
just put it on pizza.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Just bake it, make garlic bread. No one's eating onion bread.
Yeah. Stupid question. Bad.
Idiot. All right. Well, I'm taking.
That's why we keep it anonymous.
I'll take Leo this one. If water was anything else, what would it be?
Okay, they're getting weirder.
I gotta take on this. I think it would be a Hawaiian Punch. And let me tell you
I
what.
would like to live in that world.
I would too.
Sticky though.
There's a movie from way back in the day starring the man from Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler, Mr. Deeds. Young man from the Midwest became a millionaire, and he had a water fountain in his house. And you know what was in that water fountain? Hawaiian Punch. I want fucking, but hopefully 0 calories. I want every fucking water fountain I pull up to be full of Hawaiian Punch.
My answer is fire, because I think it would cause the most damage.
Oh, really?
If just all the water was fire.
Oh!
Imagine all the boats. Just fucked.
Yeah. See, in my head, I was thinking like he asked it as a way of just like you like have to consume it to survive, and I love that fire because you have just like fucking just like eat torches like they're drumsticks. Everyone's faces would just be scaly messes.
Looks like a Fallout game.
Oh God.
Okay. I think we're getting back to a serious one. What advice would you give millennials entering the workforce? This is somewhat similar to get a job.
Yeah.
But I guess my recommendation to millennials, specifically young people, is now jobs are getting so much better on average at like they're not paying well. We're fucked on that front.
Yeah.
And since we're already fucked on that front, some are getting good and being like, hey, we'd like a good work-life balance.
Yeah.
And some are lying and just saying that and they're full of shit. But others are being honest about it. And just look for don't immediately take a job that's paying $10,000 more. because the fucking sacrifices you might have to make to do that are just not fucking worth it.
It is just one of those things too. Just like whenever you take the job, like a lot of people will say like, oh, well, don't get tattoos. Like, don't get tattoos because people aren't going to hire you. Don't do X, Y, or Z because people aren't going to hire you. But, like, in reality, a lot of these things that, like, boomers or whatever warn you about, like, that is true. There are companies that will not hire you, but you don't want to fucking work there.
You're eliminating people that you didn't want to work for. If anything, it's beneficial to you.
Yeah, you're going to be totally fine. But it's just... And it is a matter of, like, finding that work-life balance. But, like, some people will say, like, we have great work-life balance. You only have to work 40 hours a week. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. There's no way.
Yeah. Also, ask them questions. That's my one other thing.
Yeah.
Like when they say like, do you have any questions at the end of any job interview or before the job interview's even started, and you're just talking on LinkedIn and whatnot, ask.
Yeah.
Like it makes you look like you're honestly interested and not just kind of take whatever comes your way. And B, you shouldn't be taking whatever comes your way.
No, not at all. And the other thing too is like you can literally just have like I get like anxiety and shit. Like I'm a great interviewer because I'm like kind of funny or whatever, but like. I do get anxiety whenever they ask me the questions like, oh, I don't know what the fuck to do. Just have a set list of 5 and just ask all of them. You can go to every fucking interviewer because they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
Just go and ask every single one the same fucking questions. But
the first time you ask what's the pay, and you're not just kind of like left in a limbo of stuff, it'll get easier each time you do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, next one.
All right. I'm taking the lead on this one.
Yeah, this one's a little deeper.
Yeah. This is a 2-part question. What knowledge would you share with your high school senior self? Honestly, I would tell my high school senior self it maybe would have put on me a trajectory to never meet you or like most of my friends, but I would tell them like you're not ready for college. You need to go to community college. Your parents are going to force you into university, and you're going to fuck up the first 2 years. It's just a matter of just like whenever you are like a high school senior, like you don't really realize it because people will talk about like, oh, well, you go to college, like high school doesn't matter, but like it really doesn't, but it not in a way where you're like, oh, it's so freeing. To me, it was just like, it doesn't matter and it's scarier. It doesn't matter because there's structure and shit. And when it doesn't matter, you're going into like, it is like people say like the real world is after college. Like it's not. The real world starts the second you graduate high school and you move out there.
Yeah. I would say buy Bitcoin and get a computer science degree.
Yeah, well,
those would be my 2 things to say.
I definitely would say good because I'm fucking going back to school now.
And that's my advice to any high schooler that may be listening to this is if you don't have a career path that you want to go down, if you're like, I don't really know what I want to do, and you shouldn't know what to do, you're 17 or 18. I don't know what I want to do when I'm 23, 24. Just go get a computer science degree.
You can switch out too. Like stop. I don't. There was a weird thing where like when I was going in, like my dad's Arab and there is a culture of like Arabs where like you can be an engineer, a doctor, or a fucking lawyer. And I was like, oh, well, I want to be a lawyer. And my first 2 years in college, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking lawyer. And then I was like, I have to change my major, and it was a huge fucking thing to me. But like a lot of my other friends were like, I've changed my major like 4 times.
Yeah,
and I was like, shit, I really fucking wish I had that like context with it. But
also, if you get a degree like a computer science degree or what both of us got, the advertising degree, that's vague enough you can apply it to a lot of things.
Yeah,
no one looks at somebody with a computer science degree and is like, you couldn't handle this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then it's your college self is the second part of the question.
Oh, bro, man,
you only graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago.
Yeah, like a year and a half or whatever. But yeah, I was honestly just like, don't try and rush it. I did the stupid fucking thing of like trying to get my life started immediately, and I was like, I rushed into a shitty fucking job, and then I rushed into another shitty fucking job, and just kind of like I kept stressing about where I was at, and I kept comparing myself to my friends, and it was fucked up because like I was feeling like shit about myself. And I was also like resenting my friends, and I was just, and then I hit a point where I was like, I remember the day I quit my fucking other shitty job. I got in the car. It was getting way deeper than I expected. But I got in the car and I was driving around. I ended up at my sister's house, and she was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "No, dude, I'm freaking out." And she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I'm gonna quit my job. I fucking hate sales. I don't want to do it at all." And she was like, "Well, yeah, okay, fuck it."
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I want to tell them like, don't fucking push yourself to do something you don't want to because you're scared of not having a job.
Yeah.
Like, you will figure your shit out. You know, you gotta work for it. It's not gonna be fucking easy, and it's gonna like, even when you have the job, shit's gonna suck, but don't settle for some shit just because your parents are expecting something out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow that up, pussy.
I don't. Yeah. You left me with way too deep of a moment.
Yeah.
I'd tell senior Jesse. First thing I'd do is tell him not to take that extra fucking semester. That shit was dumb as fuck.
Fuck you. That was awesome. I'd be furious. We wouldn't. Oh man, no.
That's true. We wouldn't have been as tight.
Yeah.
Then, fuck it. I just tell him he's got good shit to look forward to.
Yeah.
I at no point after graduating look back and it was like, oh, I college was the best of days. I'm like, nah, I'm very fucking happy right now compared to any other time in my life.
Yeah.
I'm still depressed as fuck a lot of time, but like that's just to be expected. The world on fire.
But I think like that's another thing too. Is just like like I went through all the negative stuff, but like you are hitting a point where it's like you can make this the best time of your life, but you have to make it the best time of your life. You can't look back to college and just be like, well, that was the best because I was living a fucking cartoon life and I was getting drunk all the time. It's just like, yeah, bro, but like. You couldn't have done that for 10 years.
No.
You would have crashed and burned. Everyone would have thought you were a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No one looks back at their mid-20s and is like, man, I wish I had taken less time to just bask and enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's the same as people that tried too hard in college and didn't just turn it into a cartoon. And it's like, why didn't you?
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
And that's
the amount
only
of freedom
time
you had.
Yeah. It's the perfect amount of time to do it. It's the only time you can do it.
Yeah.
College, man. Wow.
Okay, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This one's to me. Yeah. How should I ask my boss for a raise? This one's kind of awkward, and I've gotten lucky enough that I have my yearly reviews.
Yeah.
So that's that. If your company does that, which a lot of them do, I think that's the proper time to do it.
Yeah.
Unless something very specific has happened where you're like, I've done something so amazing, I deserve this.
Yeah.
But the advice I can give, is if you get less than a 2% raise or sometimes even 4%, you're not even matching inflation. Like,
yeah.
If they're giving you 50-cent and 25-cent raises and shit, fuck them. Like, that's just not.
Yeah.
You need to switch companies. Also, the best way to ask for a raise in 2020, to be completely honest, depending on what field you're in, but most of them, fucking leave.
Yeah.
That's the way you make money. People. You owe no fucking loyalty to these companies.
I can actually go off this one the most. I literally graduated college. I got a shitty job, and then I was like, I don't want to work here anymore. I got another job, and I was like,
I want way more.
Yeah, I don't want to work here anymore. Got another job, making way more. I was like, I don't want to work here anymore. And then I got my job now, where I'm like, yeah, I make enough.
Did it 3 times, and that was without adding that stuff to the resume. Those were like 1 month jobs. You just bounced around.
I just got the right interview.
But yeah.
And I was fucking leave. You don't owe them shit. And honestly, if you get like a 2% raise, but your workload has increased a fuckload, like
that's still a loss.
Yeah, like I've said it before. Like I don't know if I don't know if I ever feel mentally I can get to a point where I feel like I'm adequately paid for my time because I value my time a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. Figure out the barometer of like, okay, I work this hard. I need to get paid this much.
Yeah.
You'll be able to feel it out.
Okay, what's our next one?
This one. This is does happiness outweigh purpose? Indulgence versus meaning. I think what I get out of this question is just a matter of just like I got a friend who's just like he wants to be a doctor, and like in his head he's like, I want to be a doctor, but he's not doing it for like the money, which I don't think I don't think any doctors do it for the fucking money. Like doctors make a lot of money, but like they fucking earn it.
Yeah.
He wants to like help people, and like I've kind of gone down on this like rabbit hole myself of just like, is my own personal happiness like worth what I'm doing? Like, would I be happier if I was trying to make mankind a better place? Like, it's a matter of like, I guess like your legacy and the mark you leave on the world. Like me working in social media, like I'm not gonna be someone who's like, oh well, like there were people who were healing people. There were people who were like creating things. I was like on Twitter or whatever. But it makes me happy. Like I'm cool with my life right now.
Yeah,
I can make moves, but it's a difference of like, I feel like a little bit of like a never being satisfied with what you're doing.
That's what I was going to say. Somewhere the line has to be drawn.
Yeah.
You could just keep having meaning, and that meaning won't you're going to have to do more.
Yeah.
You could always sacrifice more of your happiness. You could just keep doing it. So a line has to be drawn somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think if you had to put an arbitrary, it's going to matter for each person differently.
Yeah.
But I think if you arbitrarily have to put it, you have to find your happiness has to come first.
Yeah.
And then I think at least for any normal good person, the meaning will bring that happiness as well.
Yeah. I think it brings me back to it's a little dorky, but a Superman comic. And it's one of my favorite things the man said. He was his dad always said, he was like, Clark, help for as long as you can, or help as much as you can for as long as you can. And people would ask him like, well, Superman, why aren't you cleaning up crime everywhere? Why aren't you doing everything at once? And Superman was just like, I'm a fucking superhero, but I'm a person. Like, I would turn into a monster if all I did was solve everyone's problems all the time. And that's why Clark Kent takes off the Superman costume and like does his daily life. Like, there's only so much you can give up of yourself before you're just like, who the fuck am I anymore?
Yeah. So happiness, it outweighs, but that doesn't mean indulge, do whatever you want, don't have meaning. It's just
help as much as you can.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
I'm excited for this one.
How do young people under 20 prepare to own a house? Is that still a possibility? So this is coming from somebody that got dummy lucky with rich parents. So I just gotta check the privilege at the door right there.
Yeah.
But I think it still is a possibility if you get a decent job, which they still exist. They're harder to come by, especially without a college degree, which is cost money, and then a lot of people can't do that. But I'm not going to be able to solve systemic issues today. What I can do is follow the 50-30-20. If you make a reasonable amount, you're not making dummy amounts of money, or you're not starving paycheck to paycheck, like seriously, save 20% of every paycheck you get. Make a second separate bank account, and you put it in there. And that's money that you only take out when your car breaks down, when something else goes wrong. This isn't going to get you a house if you just stay at those jobs, but this is something that it's just one of the most helpful things you can do in your life. And then the second thing is, which might sound a bit of a boomer take, but a lot of young people don't know how to fix fucking shit. Just anything. The amount of like friends I have that don't know how to mount a TV or how to change a tire or how to start a lawnmower, or all these other things is just
blows
like
my mind.
We have the internet now. This stuff is so easy to learn. It's not complicated, and I promise, like you said with COVID, this is a good time to do that kind of stuff. You got something around the house that bothers you, a creaky drawer, around your apartment, wherever you're living, fix it. Just take it apart and put it back together.
I'll tell you one thing I've said to many of my friends, especially the way I grew up. I always told them, I was like, bro, sometimes you just gotta be your own dad. You gotta get on YouTube and get parented and get taught how the fuck to do things. Another thing with like on the house, I don't own a house. But Jesse rents rooms out of his house. Like, he's not living by himself in a fucking house. I used to be his tenant. He's renting him out, and like that's a part of owning the house. He's not just getting that money and fucking running with it.
I'm not turning a profit. I'm just
he's not turning a profit
with
either.
My friends post college.
And so I was just like, sorry, I was trying to be like, fuck you, landlord, but it's like, I guess there are ways to do it, but you, again, like, luck fucking plays a factor. Like, this isn't something everyone can do, but it's
also
possible.
Not something everybody wants to do, and I don't like. There is like, to the same extent that some people get really weird about like playing Bitcoin or playing the stock market. There's people that are like, no, if you don't own a house, that's the best like that's the only way that you can appreciate. It's just like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, there's something to be said about you could have an apartment and then you can switch cities every year. You can go chase dreams. You can go do whatever you want.
That's how I feel. Like,
I'm stuck in Austin. I'm not fucking leaving the city.
That's how I feel. I don't want to buy a house because I can't afford it right now. But like, that's not where my head's at. I don't want to put down roots yet. I feel like I'm too young to do it. But I'm not in love with Austin like you are. But like, I want to go other places. I don't want to have a point where like, oh, I guess I got to rent my fucking house out before I leave. And that's fine too.
Okay. That's my advice. Go on YouTube and look up the 50-30-20. If you're not doing that, some people can't, but a lot of people could, and they just rather get DoorDash and Uber Eats all the time. And if you make
okay, boomer,
that shift can make a huge difference.
All right, I'm taking Leo's next question, and how do you pick yourself up from a low point? Boy, let me tell y'all. I guess we go through a whole thing, but I'm just gonna keep it kind of short. It's a point of being self-aware. You have to have self-awareness of where your flaws are, what got you there. And at that point, I'm not telling you to pick yourself by your bootstraps. Like, ask for help if you need it. If you can afford, I assume it's like a mental health thing too. Like if you can afford it, get therapy, try and find any help you can get. Therapy changed my life much for the better. I was a fucking shambles like 4 years ago, and now I'm better adjusted than like most people I know.
Yeah. I would just throw in, just don't make it like you need to pull a 180.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm not doing well. Dude, I just got to start fucking working out every single day perfectly and live this perfect lifestyle. That's not going to happen.
No.
What you got to do is just slow and steady shifts. Whatever got you to that low point, try to be better at it. And just try again the next day if you fuck up, and try again the next day if you fuck up.
Yeah.
But I've gotten into habits where when I fuck up, I'm just like, oh, well, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I quit now. I lost. I didn't win the habit, and it's just like, no, you just have to keep going at it.
Yeah. I always think of just like, and I do, it sounds corny, but I'll fucking say it on camera. I fucking coach myself all the time. I will talk to myself like I talk to my little brother, and I'll be like, all right, quit being a fucking baby, like get up, like you can do a hard thing each day, you know, as long as it's small.
Yeah.
Where the fuck that means, but
okay, I'm gonna take my next one.
Yeah.
What is the best cure for wanting to scream into the void? So
doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why not yell into that
Yeah.
void? That's what should be done.
I can't tell you how many times I've been in my fucking car. I used to work at Target. Every time I would leave work, I'd get in my car and scream to the top of my lungs.
But if your lungs are tired from screaming into the void, I say scream with other people.
Yeah.
I think if enough people scream into the void at once, the void will fuck off.
That's true. It'll collapse into itself.
Exactly. It's scared. It's scared of our power.
Yeah.
And then I got one for you. How do you avoid entering the void?
You don't pray to Cthulhu.
Smart.
I don't know exactly what this means. I guess it's just like getting to like a bad headspace. You don't avoid it. It happens.
Yeah.
You fucking get out of it when you can.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay. How do you get your roommates to have a lightsaber duel with you?
Boy, howdy, wish I fucking knew. They know I dust their asses. They don't want to do it with me.
You have to buy them an equally priced lightsaber.
That's true.
That's how you get them. No one wants to fight Ramsey's $200 lightsaber with a $20 lightsaber.
I'm unbeatable. I would definitely be down if ever could just throw together, just get $200 together, get two solid lightsabers, and go to town.
Okay, I think I'm going to end it out on this one.
All right.
You want to ask it for me?
Yeah, Jesse, what is the difference between being happy and being complacent?
I think 90% of the time, they're the exact same thing.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
We're not talking complacent when it's a bad thing and you're like being complacent towards something that's wrong.
I feel like it's like being content is what I might like. Being complacent is like, you know, when you're complacent.
Yeah,
like you figure that shit out.
If you're
pretty
complacent
quick.
in somebody else's shit, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if you have reached a point where you're happy / complacent / just done. You did it. You've reached a point that you're happy. I think this is a uniquely American aspect and why one of the reasons our mental health is so shit. Why not just fucking bask in that?
Yeah.
Why are you still grinding? You did it. Just be happy.
You have a right to live and exist and just be a person. You don't have to fucking grind your ass off and become like no, you're never going to be Jeff Bezos. Like, you don't need to be a fucking millionaire. If your goal in life is being a millionaire, you need to take serious fucking like capacity of like what your actual time on earth has been worth.
There's no money figure with people like that where when you hit it, you're going to be happy.
No,
you're going to hit that and you're going to be like, oh, well, I need to get to this thing. I need to get to this thing. And it's just... The only people that are ever going to look at you and be like, nah, dude, you can't get in that headspace. You got to always be moving forward are fucking sad people.
Yeah.
They're just fucking depressed as shit, and they're trying to drag you into the same shitty holes they're in.
They work on their birthday.
Yeah. It's not worth it. So I'd say they're the same thing.
Yeah.
If you can get to a point in your life where you're just fucking absolutely content, you're complacent with where you are, that sounds like what the goals should always be.
And I think that, like, if you are fucking complacent or whatever, and, like, let's say you're not where you want to be, like, you know you're not, you already know the changes you need to make.
Yeah, that means you're not happy.
Yeah.
But if you're doing that because of some outside pressure that's not you, then fuck off. You know.
Don't listen to your parents. If you want to take any advice from me, just don't fucking listen to your parents.
I'll take it a step further. Don't listen to advice from anybody that doesn't know how to convert a PDF.
That's fair. Damn. I gotta be honest with you. Not our funniest episode, but fuck, that felt good. I think our year in review made me a lot happier about. It's been a shitty year for everyone, obviously, but I'm glad we got to give some life advice. I hope most of it wasn't just nonsensical rambling.
That's every episode, baby. This is my free therapy. I get to do.
At least we're on brand. But that's been our 2020. If you've been here the whole time, thank you so much. This is your first episode. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hope you're gonna be here for 2021. Thank you for listening.
I hope we've provided any ounce of happiness.